Why, hello there. My name is Freckris, and welcome to Let's Play the Beginner's Guide. This is by one of the people that did the Stanley Parable. I guess they split up, and one of them made this later on, so I don't know much about it. I just want to try it out, see what happens, so let's hope for the best. Please make sure audio is on. It sure is, Mr. Cracking Fire. Speaker controls WASD, click. I could have gotten that without that, but okay. Totally fine. I'll listen.
Hi there.
And you
Thank
load.
you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable.
Okay.
And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
Yep, I was gonna say Counter-Strike.
You can walk around here, by the way.
Oh, cool.
And mostly it's just
I sure can.
Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
There's a block.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card.
Where's
from
the
its
blobs?
creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I
don't
like
see any
about all of
blobs. I see
Coda's
plenty of
games.
boxes.
I mean,
oh, there's
not that
a colorful
all
box.
Fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see
Can't
past
jump
the games
on
themselves.
the box.
I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008. Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made. Until suddenly one day, he just stopped.
Aww.
In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement.
It's a door that doesn't go anywhere. It's awesome.
So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
Gaben.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay, loading 2008. Got it. Alright, we got some Portal vibe. That's cool. Except it's also got the lurking, where it's just lines. But then not lines. Oh, God, okay. Evacuate. Whisper Machine.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Oh, can't escape this way. It's blocked. It's rocked. It's got me socked. Alright. Evacuating immediately. Got it.
You can click to fire the gun.
Yeah, I figured, but do I need to? You don't gotta tell me how to shoost.
Security call 3.
This is... Oh, it's glass. It's such a quiet gun. It's a pew-pew gun. It's pew-pew-pew.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Yeah.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Right.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are,
Oh,
rather
I'm
than
locked
for
in.
what they're not.
Oh, there's an airlock, maybe. Oh, there we go.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
That's cool. You're right. That's a neat aspect. Oh, thank you. Silly. Oversight, possibly. Or not.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Thanks. But I want to solve it myself.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
The engine room. There it is.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Oh. That's kind of what I was
It's not
thinking.
a task, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
The real Freckris would never pass up a chance to die. Dead.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay, so this is what happens instead. We die. Oh, and we float away. Into space we go. Over the labyrinth. Hey, it's Stanley Parable.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for me. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay, bye. Bye, space. Still November 2008. Oh, the past was behind her.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Oh. Huh. That's a little scary. Huh. Oops. Alright. Yeah, that gives it a bit of an aspect of the unknown. Oh. Cool sounds, but no. I'm sure. Whoa, but the future could not be seen.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Why does the future keep changing? Oh, that's good. That's really good. Something. Oh. It becomes... When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Oh. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. This is not... But if the future is always behind her... It's not what I was expecting. Oh. How will she find the strength? Oh. To confront it.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works.
Well, yeah.
Because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
You also have that whole trying to open the door, but you can't go forward because you can't open the door when you're looking away from it. That was cool. All right, so we're just doing some. Oh, this is not enough flashlight. Oh, I don't like it. But yeah, this is a look at a collective. You are now entering Burma Shave. Oh, darkness.
And that's it.
Oh.
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. Nonsense in
Oftentimes,
nearly every
Coda would
direction.
put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Sure is.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
That's how I feel about my drawings. That's why I feel like I don't have enough.
I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's why I don't have the patience for animation, because I only want to spend 4 hours or so, maybe 6, when I'm drawing. And animation takes forever. And I mean, yeah, I could look at it as each frame is its own drawing, but then I'd just be done. I'd be bored with...
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl,
Oh.
the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay, so I forgot what I was saying because I got interrupted, but if it was important, I'll try to complete the thought in my little captions like I usually do. What did you say? Am I crawling this entire way? Boing, boing, boing. Oh. Jumping seems to not work. I'll see you at the top of the stairs. Oh, these are good sounds. High quality primo sounds. But yeah, I mean, as far as animation goes, it's a process that I'm not prepared for just yet, I think. I'm trying to learn, but I mean, I started and I got through some of the sketchy parts just for a simple quick GIF animation type thing. It's only got 6 frames, but I mean, I started coloring and started inking the parts that don't move. And I'm just I don't want to go back to it. I just don't. I don't have the time. I don't have the effort. What is this, frickin' heaven? Okay, so he said he modified the game because the door only opens when you actually get stuck. But he modified it so it opened, and I can still move at 0.1 pace. I can barely hear it, and I might modify it a little bit so that you can hear it, but there is this wind, and I hear strings, and I hear, angelic voices. Like a 20s band in the distance. Something you would hear on BioShock. See, I kind of miss some of this experience, because when I hear sounds, I stop and I go, what is that? And and I didn't get to experience the whole slowing down. I just stopped. He told me, oh yeah, you stop, you slow down, and then I started going, and I'm at this snail pace. Silly. But I like it. So did he actually build something in this building, or is it all just no texture, haha, joke's on you? It seems like there's something going on. Okay, door open. There's textures, there's floor, there's ceiling. Oh goodness. I made it. I made it in the door. There's a bed? Can you give me my move speed back, please? No, not a bed. Art Deco. Very nice. Art Nouveau, actually. Stand on an X staring at a bear for 3 hours. What? You run a ship inside your own body, selling your organs strategically to make the most
A room that's warm,
money before you
and
die.
nice, and filled with little ideas for games.
You start in a small room until you realize you can just walk through the walls.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Scream into the mic every 15 seconds to keep playing. Play as a pair of floating eyes emitting footsteps. Okay. I was trying to read everything and listen to what he's saying, and I kind of missed him, but I guess he said, ready, set, fish. But I guess he said that that Coda was a warm person on the inside, even though he seemed cold on the outside. I fear that that's how people perceive me. There's no place to fish. I think you lied to me, Coda.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Who's
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. Was that it? Haha, door? No. Can I walk around door? No. I'm dead. I am broked. Can't jump high enough. I don't see any puzzle elements. Can't get through. Just trying to like... Huh. What? Did I break it?
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Alright, so we like to do the half in the portal thing. What are you doing, Duts? What are you doing? You gonna shoot me with some spears? I think you are. Alright. Okay.
So that seems to be it, right?
It's
You
not,
walk
I'm
down
sure.
the corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay, press enter. What? What? But how do
How
you
about that?
how do you
There
get
was
there?
more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything.
True.
That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Okay, back to you are entering. You are now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Great and lovely descent. Oh. See the house in the thumbnail, of the game. Not my thumbnail. Maybe my thumbnail. I'm not sure yet. But we have a house.
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
The Streetwise Fool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Yes.
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors.
True.
That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Put carpet in the bathroom.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
It's true. Very true. Alright, down we go. Oh, maybe not. Glass floor, what? Oh, cool. Whoa, don't fall off. Okay. Boxy, boxy, boxy. Oh, nice. Where do I go, though? I mean, I guess I'll go down, but... Whee! Alright. Oh. This kind of reminds me of, Design? What was that game called? I forgot. That one game that does the thing. The perspective game. Whee! Scoosh. Was I supposed to do that? I mean, I don't know why not. Bye. Oh. Didn't matter. Okay. Stairs. Stairs? What? Why are you circular and hovering ominously? I see you. Alright, so we did a round corridor. Very nice. Oh, there's glass here. Alright. I cannot get to the light. So that's why. There's glass. It's holding in the walls for the stairs, and it's holding up the circle, possibly? I don't wish to be corralled with the cows. Oh, what? Oh, it's part of the music. I still don't like it. Still don't want to be corralled. I don't like this. This is a prison? Oh, God. Okay. Oh, God. What? Why? Why? Don't do that. Okay. Alright. Oh, it's an elevator. An elevator corral. Wow. Can't go this way. Oh.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Huh.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Thank you.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable. whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Gosh, this is beautiful repetition in design, though. I do like that. Okay, nothing else in there. Let's go back down the stairs, I suppose. Three more dots. Okay.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. Wish you had captions, dude. But that's okay. Hi. Am I interrupting a meeting? Listen. You there, did you come from up above?
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. What happens if I lie? I'm gonna go with 1. It's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. It was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. I prefer not to tell you after all we've just met. Those are actually interesting answers. Just truth again. Yes, I did. It was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Again, perfect. Now please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there's nothing I want more. I should be able to jump up there, but there are invisible walls. What's with this weird furnace? Okay. Well, here I go for more listening. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? No, I've been right here this entire time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. What happens if I solve it? Why would I sit in the black space? Who are you? I think who are you is most important. Just go hang out there in that blackness for a bit. You may not like it at first, but it'll grow on you eventually. Where is the black space? Okay. I mean, I didn't come from here.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
What if I just sit here in this blackness? Cool. A school at night.
It's a lamppost.
Hi, Lamppost.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
Place to get to.
We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. Game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Are they really? I think you're lying to me. Because there should be at least 3 dick butts right here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I'm going to continue it because I am just intrigued. I love looking at stuff like this. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. It's kind of a linear storytelling narration, but I'm really enjoying it so far because I love stuff like this. Seeing how other people create things that aren't so solid and set in stone, because I like to create things, look at this, and I've always done that, and I'd never gone too deep into meaning for things. I just want you to see something that I see as pretty, whereas he's probably doing the same thing, but he sees something else that's pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. I'm gonna do these in 30-minute episodes. It's supposedly about an hour and a half game, so there's gonna be 2 more episodes. I'm kinda amping up and getting ready for another game, which you'll see on Thursday. But I'm probably going to do this 3 days in a row, all 3 episodes, and I hope you enjoy it because I really am enjoying it myself. So thank you very much for joining me. Check out annotations for other videos that I've done. Share, subscribe, and socialize, and all the other fun stuff in the YouTubes down there. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video, and my freckly face is out of here.